The lights didn't flicker, they died. Total black. Not romantic blackout, not planned theatrics. Real, suffocating darkness, and for the first time that night, he grabbed my arm. Not to scare me, to steady himself. That's when I knew. This wasn't part of his fantasy. We heard footsteps upstairs. More than one pair, slow, unhurried, like they owned the place.
He whispered, "Stay here." I almost laughed, because 5 minutes ago he wanted to watch me lose control. Now his voice had cracks in it.
He pulled out his phone. No signal. Backup generator should have kicked in. It didn't. That's when the basement door handle moved. Not aggressively, carefully, like someone testing it. He had locked it electronically. But electronic locks don't matter when the power is cut. The door creaked open, and a man stepped in. Mask, gloves, calm posture. But he wasn't alone. 3 more shadows behind him.
My client spoke first. Angry. You were hired to create a controlled scenario. Ah, so he did hire someone. The masked man tilted his head. Yes, but you underpaid. Underpaid for fear. The masked man continued softly. You can't put a price on authentic fear.
Something in his tone made my skin crawl. They weren't just thieves. They were enjoying this too much. Another one shut the basement door behind them. One carried rope. One carried a small black duffel bag. And the last one held something that looked like carved wood wrapped in red thread. Not a weapon. Something ritualistic.
My client went pale. You said this was psychological only. The masked man chuckled. Plans. Evolve.
They separated us, hands tied. Not violently, methodically, professional.
The masked man crouched in front of me. You, he said, studying my face, are interesting. He looked at my client. You collect fear. We collect power.
He opened the black bag. Inside were candles, powder, metal chains, and stacks of printed bank statements. They had studied him deeply.
Men like you believe fear is entertainment, he continued. But fear is energy, and energy can be redirected.
I wanted to roll my eyes at the theatrics until I noticed something. This wasn't random. They knew his net worth, his offshore accounts, his schedule, and they knew I'd be here tonight. This wasn't a robbery of opportunity. It was planned around us.
The masked man leaned close to my client. You wanted to watch someone break? He smiled beneath the mask. Now we'll watch both of you.
They dragged us upstairs. Candles lit the living room now. The house looked different, ancient, like it had been waiting for this. One of them began drawing symbols on the marble floor with ash. My client started negotiating, offering money, millions.
The masked leader shook his head. Money is temporary. He glanced at me. But sacrifice, permanent.
And that's when something clicked in my head. These weren't just criminals. They believed this. They believed pain plus fear plus wealth equals more wealth. Some distorted ritual for power. And we were the offering. They forced us to kneel, chanting low. The carved wooden object placed between us. I looked at my client, the man who wanted to dissect my fear, now shaking, sweating, crying. And in that moment, I wasn't afraid. I was angry. Because they made one mistake. They assumed I was just collateral. But they didn't know something about me, about my past, about who I used to run with before I became high-end. When the masked man reached to cut a small line across my palm, I moved. Fast. Too fast for someone, just an escort. The rope slipped because I'd already loosened it downstairs. Always check knots. Always. Chaos exploded. One candle tipped. Fire licked across the symbol. And someone screamed, but not me. Smoke filled the room. Gunshot. Glass shattering. Running footsteps. And in the middle of it, the masked leader looked straight at me. Recognition in his eyes, like he knew me, like this wasn't coincidence. Like this was revenge. If you think that night ended there, It didn't, because 3 days later, I got another email from an unknown address with one sentence. You owe us blood.